Hey everybody, welcome back to the couch. I'm Melissa and this is Couch Mom Club. On my channel, you'll find tips and tricks to help moms to get off the couch and into life. And in today's video, we're going to talk about Mary J Blige, why she doesn't want kids and why I kind of support her. In a recent interview, Mary J Blige opened up about why she didn't want to have kids. And she said something to the effect of wanting her freedom or liking her freedom and not wanting to have to go through that.
Yeah, so I'm good. Listen. I have nieces and nephews forever, and I'm always watching how people are scrambling around for babysitters. I don't want to go. I don't want to go through that. I like my freedom. I like being able to get up and go and move and do what I want to do. I don't want to have to tend to someone all the time.
When she said the part about freedom, it kind of hit like that really touched me because I get it. I kind of feel the sense that I need to just put a disclaimer here. I love my kids. I love my kids. In fact, I want more. And maybe you think I'm crazy, but that's okay. I love my kids. I love the decision that I made to become a mom. I'm so glad that God blessed me to be able to mother now 3 children, and I wouldn't change it for the world. However, I totally understand what Mary J. Blige is saying, and I kind of support her in that decision. Now, a lot of times we think that having a child or becoming a mom is not a decision that we have to actively participate in making. We do. It is a decision to become a mother. And I find that we have so much pressure as women to become moms. There's so much pressure to have a baby. And let me actually just give you a minute to kind of dissect the two. Having a baby and becoming a mom, those are two separate, they're separate. Yes, in order to become a mom, technically you have to have a baby, or you have to adopt a baby, or you have to, mother a child. Maybe you didn't have them physically, but you become somebody important, somebody of significance to that child. Now, having a baby and being a mom are totally separate things. And for Mary J. Blige to have to make that conscious decision that she does not want to have kids, that takes maturity and that takes a level of womanhood that some of us don't appreciate, some of us don't even acknowledge, that it takes some part of your womanhood to decide not to have a kid. So when you talk about motherhood in the way that Mary J. Blige described it, she talked about, having a lot of nieces and nephews and seeing her siblings go through the rigmarole of having to find babysitters when they wanted to go out, or having to, do those extra steps when you have children. She also talked about not being able to get up and go whenever she wanted to, and having that freedom to do whatever she wanted, whenever she wanted, and that she liked that. One of the things that really gets challenged when you become a mom is your freedom. You do have a sense of feeling almost trapped in this realm of being a mom. And I find that you feel that especially when things are not going according to plan, when you're not totally happy, when you may be feeling postpartum depression and things like that. And there's a whole slew of videos that you can watch in terms of how to stay positive when you're mothering. I even have one and I'll post it right here so that you can watch that, and just being motivated as a mother. But one of the things that you're never ever gonna get back is your freedom to just do whatever you want. Now, of course, there's space to regain your autonomy and regain who you are once you become a mother, but you always have to bear in mind that you have small people, little children, little humans that are going to dictate in large what you do, when you do it, and how you do it.
So we're gonna talk about cars. They could race all around the track. Hot Wheels are good to open out their boxes, and I like to do every stuff with them.
So you can't just pick up and go whenever you want when you have children. There are different schedules that you have to maintain. And for a really large portion of your motherhood experience, especially when your children are small, you are not in full control. Your kids are. Hey everybody, welcome back to the couch. I'm Melissa and this is Couch Mom Club. Hey everybody, welcome back to the couch. I'm Melissa and this is Couch Mom Club. Do you want to give up that freedom? When we make the decision to become a mom, how often are we making the decision to become a guardian, a parent to a toddler, to a young adult, to an adult? For me, motherhood is a lifelong commitment. You're not just having a baby. You're committing to also the toddler. You're committing to the child. You're committing to the teenager. You're committing to the adolescent, and you're committing to the adult. However long you live in the journey of your child's life, you are that child's parent until forevermore. And I find that sometimes we don't make the decision to become a mom with that in mind, the fact that we are going to be that child's mom until forever. So one of the things that I find is really interesting, people always talk about whether or not your children are convenient. I find that that conversation happens a lot around the gentle parenting thing, and listen, I want to talk about gentle parenting, but I'm getting all my notes and all my research in a line because that's a huge topic for me and I definitely want to talk about it. Am I doing gentle parenting at home with my 3 kids? Put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you're following me on Instagram, then you'll know very well what I think about gentle parenting and whether or not I am a gentle parent. And if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and join the club. This is a good time to join the club too. Hit that subscribe button. All right, enough of that. Back to what I was saying. So when you're talking about whether or not your kids are convenient, you are talking about whether or not they make your life convenient. Do they listen when they're supposed to? Do they follow instructions? Are they good kids? It is my opinion that all kids are good kids. However, there are times when kids will be kidding and they'll do things and make things difficult for you because you would prefer to do things in a certain time frame, quickly, effectively, and get things done. However, you have to keep in mind that your kids are learning. They are not small adults. They are not small people with the brain functions that we have as adults, with the ability to reason and the ability to think and say, hey, maybe we should do this a little quickly. They are learning just as we are. And sometimes that can be very, very frustrating, especially when you want to get a video done in the middle of the week and you don't have any help because your husband's at work and your kids are not sleeping when they're supposed to sleep. And then there's toys happening on this side and noises happening on that side, and Teo is mopping. Are you mopping the floor still, Teo? No, what are you up to? You cleaned it? All right, thank you. Can you keep the noise down a little bit, please, for mommy? Thank you. Thank you very much. And we want to do things in a way that is effective. And of course, I am shameless about my children and the fact that sometimes they interrupt me. Sometimes I'm doing things simultaneously, taking care of them. I've even fed babies on on the channel, nursed them. But this is not for everybody. It's not for everyone. And we have to understand that making a decision not to be a mom is a respectable decision. I know that in society, we are going to want to criticize Mary J Blige and say that she is selfish for not wanting to have children. And maybe she is, but that's not a bad thing. She is putting herself first, knowing that she doesn't have the time that it takes to really care for and mother children. So why have them? I agree. I think that if more people made these decisions, then we'll have less children that feel neglected. Like, oh, what's the matter, baby girl? Yeah, what was I saying? So there might be a little bit less chaos in the world, in the lives of children, if we made more conscious decisions on whether or not to become a mom. Nobody has to be a mom. I find that people think that because you're a woman, you have to be a mom. I want to challenge that thinking because I feel that if you know in your heart that you don't have the time or you're not going to be the compassionate or the selfless person that you would need to be in order to properly raise and mother children, then perhaps making the decision not to have children is the best decision that you could ever make. I remember, let me tell you, I remember one time when I just graduated university, ran into an old friend, and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, like, this is a high school friend of mine, and they said, "This I just graduated," and they said to me, "So, do you have any kids yet?" And at the time, I didn't, and I was like, "No, I don't have any kids." And they were like, "Oh my goodness, what are you doing with your life?" I was like, "Getting a degree." Like, the way they said it was like, if I didn't have kids and if I wasn't having kids at that moment, then the years previous have been a waste. I just graduated from university, and they were like, "Oh." They were kind of disappointed in that answer, like, "So?" And at that point, I was like, "You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get my degree and put it in a frame, and I'm gonna buy a stroller and push it in the stroller and walk around with my degree in the baby carriage. And if anybody asks me if I had any babies, I would just be like, yeah, right there," because that was a labor of love. And it took a lot longer than 9 months to get that out. So kudos, right? So Mary J. Blige, she doesn't want kids. I support her. I feel like she has thought it through and she has made the right decision. And when and if she chooses to have kids, I think that she'll be a better mom for it after making a decision, a conscious decision, after making the conscious decision to wait and to have kids when she feels that she has enough time. Are you ever truly ready to become a mom? I don't think so. Sometimes you have to just dive in, but you can put a little bit more thought into it other than just saying, "I think babies are cute, I'd like to have one." These are my thoughts and opinions on the subject. Of course, you can go ahead and comment down below if you disagree, if you agree. Let's talk about it. But until next time, right back here are some really cool Couch Mom Club videos for you to enjoy. And don't forget to join the club. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you never miss an upload. Follow me on all your favorite social media accounts, and don't forget to check out the merch. The links will be in the description right below that like button. And now it's time to get off the couch and into life.